Hello and welcome. We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next half an hour. Rafael Nadal faces tough draw against Alexander Zverev at farewell French Open. Iga Swiatek, Naomi Osaka, eye clash. Sunrisers Hyderabad top order in focus as they face confident Rajasthan Royals in qualifier 2 at Chennai in Indian Premier League. Winner will face KKR in the final on Sunday. And big setback for Bangladesh ahead of T20 World Cup. Lose series to Minnows USA. Shockwaves run through the social media. All right, we'll start with French Open. The draw for the second Grand Slam of the year, French Open, is out. Unseeded record 14-time French Open winner Rafael Nadal will face a tough test against Alexander Zverev in the first round in Paris. The 22-time Grand Slam champion has won the French Open 14 times, more than any other player in tennis history, and holds an incredible 112-3 record at Roland Garros. However, this time Nadal is entering unseeded because of the all-time off he has taken to recover from injuries. After a loss at the Italian Open this month, Nadal said he needed to think about whether to play in Paris or not, but he has been practicing on the red clay at Roland Garros this week and his name was officially in the bracket. Nadal currently holds a 7-3 record against Zverev, who won the title in Rome last week. Their last meeting was in 2022 French Open semi-finals, where the world number 4 was forced to retire due to an ankle injury during the second set of the match. If Nadal survives Zverev, he could potentially meet yet another tough opponent in Daniil Medvedev, who won 2021 US Open and made it to the Australian Open final for the third time earlier this year. All right, Serbian world number 1 Novak Djokovic, who is yet to win a trophy in 2024, will begin his campaign against French wildcard Pierre Higgs Hubbard. The 3-time winner in Paris is seeded to meet 2-time French Open finalist Casper Ruud, who will start against Czech Jakub Mensik in the quarterfinals. Also, India's Sumit Nagal, who put on a record show in the Australian Open earlier this year, will be the first Indian man to feature in the main draw at the starting Roland Garros since Prajnesh Gunneswaran in 2019. He will be up against world number 18 Karen Khachanov in round 1. And on the women's side, all eyes will be on Iga Swiatek as she chases her 4th title at Roland Garros. She won the French Open in 2023 after beating Karolina Muchova in 3 sets. Muchova will not be competing this year as she is healing from a wrist surgery. World number 2 Arna Sabalenka had a promising 2023 and started this Grand Slam season with her 2nd straight title at the Australian Open. She will be taking on 19-year-old Erika Andreeva, who is competing in just her 2nd French Open. And these are the other draws on Jabeur, Versace, Vickery, and we have shown you the other draws of the French Open. Let's go across to Paris now. DD India's Ross Cullen is joining us live to talk more on this. Ross, tough draw for Rafa in the first round itself, and it will be watched by the whole world. World number 4 and Olympic medalist Zverev will not be easy at all for Rafael Nadal.
Not easy at all for the 37-year-old Spaniard chasing that 15th victory here at Roland Garros. Now, it's interesting that he's been pitted against Alexander Zverev, the world number 4, the number 4 ranked seed for this tournament, the gold medalist likely to be defending his title here at Paris, the gold that he won in Tokyo, Alexander Zverev. But if we look at these two, it is very tough for Rafa Nadal. He is unseeded to try to get past the world number 4. Likely that Zverev, on current form, should be targeting semi-finals or the final of this tournament. They also met in 2022. You might remember that semi-final here at Roland Garros. After 3 hours of play, Alexander Zverev suffered a very serious ankle injury, and that sent Rafael Nadal through by default into the final, which he won. So it is a tough route for Rafael Nadal if he is going to try to land that 23rd Grand Slam victory.
Yeah, Ross, also, I mean, last time they had met, Nadal went on to win the tournament in 2022, but Zverev looks in better shape now, you think? He's arriving in Paris on the back of victory at the Italian Open?
Yeah, he's in great shape. That victory at the Italian Open, something that augurs well for him. That's something that Iga Swiatek and the women's draw managed to do as well, win that tournament coming into Roland Garros. And it's noteworthy that Novak Djokovic, who is the #1 seed for this tournament, hasn't won a championship yet so far in 2024. And so he has accepted an offer to play in Geneva, currently in the semi-finals of the Geneva Open, looking for some form, looking for some confidence to try to extend and maybe win a 25th Grand Slam title for him. But looking just at round one, that's all that Nadal will be focusing on. Can he have that amazing farewell at what has been a very happy hunting ground for him, the clay courts of Roland Garros over in the west of Paris? Can he get all the way to the final? He will be thinking no further ahead than can he get past Alexander Zverev, the German, in round one.
What about other draws, Ross? I mean, Andy Murray has also indicated he will call it a day in the coming months. He also faces Stanislas Wawrinka. And also in women's singles, Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff in the same half.
Murray and Wawrinka, both of them now definitely in the autumn of their careers, the twilight years, both of them three-time major winners. Andy Murray also, though, with those 2 Olympic gold medals. He has been world #1, has won the tour-ending finals, won the Davis Cup. So he has certainly had a glittering career, but it is seeming to peter out. He says he will give up tennis once he's no longer enjoying it anymore, seeing if he can get back to Paris, potentially accepting a wild card that's reserved for Olympic entry. If your ranking is too low, but you have won Olympic gold before, there is an option open to you to get a wild card, something that Murray would surely like to do. One more attempt at the Olympics. He bowed out at the quarterfinal stage in Tokyo in the men's doubles. In terms of the women, Iga Swiatek certainly the favourite, no doubt about it. Won the Italian Open, she's world #1, she's #1 ranking, she's won this title 3 times before, so she knows how to do it. Up against her, the world #2, Aryna Sabalenka. She has 2-time winner at the Australian Open. So far not done very well on the clay courts, especially when she knows she has the Polish world #1 on the other side of the net. So we will be seeing if the top 4 women as well will make it to the semi-finals, along with Sabalenka and Swiatek. The other Grand Slam winners, Coco Gauff and also Elena Rybakina. So lots to look out for when the tournament gets underway this coming Sunday.
And last question, Ross, before we leave you. City is all set for the tournament. Roland Garros has completed a revamp also ahead of the French Open.
Yes, so the Olympics is going to be held in the same location at Roland Garros. It really depends on the host in terms of what kind of courts are going to be on offer for all the Olympic athletes. Cast your mind back just to Tokyo 2021, delayed by a year. The 2020 Olympics held on the hard courts. Then we had Rio. London took the opportunity to have its Olympic athletes playing on grass. Something is very rare. Only you really find grass courts, a couple in Germany, on the eastern coast of the United States and the UK as well. So Wimbledon 2012 was then followed by the Olympics 2012 on grass. So this year at the 2024 Paris Games, the players will be competing again at Roland Garros. So they'll all be coming back here in a couple of months' time to play on the clay courts, competing for those Olympic gold medals.
All right, Ross, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Novak Djokovic took a step closer to ending his title drought in 2024 after beating Dutchman Talen Griekspoor 7-5, 6-1 on Thursday to reach the Geneva Open semi-finals. The world #1, who accepted a late wild card to complete at the ATP 250 tournament ahead of the defending his French Open title, got himself out of a hole as he saved 4 set points from love 40 down in the 10th game before breaking his opponent for a 6-5 lead. He then served out the first set The 24-time Grand Slam winner will face Thomas Makak in the semi-finals. All right, updates on Indian Premier League now. All right, Sunrisers Hyderabad will take on Rajasthan Royals for a place in the final today in Chennai. Sunrisers Hyderabad have had a great run so far this year. However, Pat Cummins and his side were given a rude jolt when KKR destroyed their bowling to win the first qualifier and make it to the finals. SRH would want to make sure they bring their A game against Rajasthan Royals and qualify for the finals. On the other hand, Rajasthan Royals had 4 games. They had lost 4 games in a row before making it to the eliminator game against Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Sanju Samson and company held their nerves to make sure they got to the second qualifier match in a very tough, intense run chase. The winner of the game will face off Kolkata Knight Riders in the finals on Sunday. And DD India spoke to Sunrisers Hyderabad captain Pat Cummins ahead of the qualifier 2. Cummins is confident of making it to the finals while also admitting they didn't play well against KKR in qualifier 1. Take a listen. I want you to answer this. I mean, tell us about your best moments in cricket, becoming Australian captain, wearing that baggy green WTC, which is there in the test also, or winning World Cup under your captaincy.
I'd say the World Cup.
Okay.
It's pretty hard to go past last year's, ODI World Cup. It's just, that's a, these other series are huge. But they're only a 2-horse race, whereas a World Cup where every team in the world's coming together trying to win that trophy. I can't see a moment that's going to top that.
Difficult to express in words, but you actually disappointed the Indian fans in Ahmedabad on 19th November last year, but impressed everyone with your skills. How big was it for you after everyone was rooting for India?
I think that's what adds to the kind of the magnitude of the win, really. It's India played fantastically. They were the form team of the tournament, and we just had a really good day. It all came together for that final. So I've heard a lot about it over the last couple of months here in IPL, hearing everyone's stories of heartbreak on that day. But I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
But T20 World Cup right after the Indian Premier League, you think you have the team to win the trophy? Because I was speaking with Nathan Lyon also. He has predicted India versus Australia final.
There you go. I hope so. We've got a really similar squad to what we had in 2021 when we won the World Cup. That was only a few years ago. So I feel like we've got the guys that have done it before. Got lots of experience there, plus a couple of young guys. So it feels like we've got a really good mix. It's T20 cricket. You never know what's going to happen, but I feel like we're pretty well placed to be up there.
And enjoying managing the young Indian cricketers in India?
It's been great. It's my first time captaining an IPL side, captaining a T20 side. And I've really, loved working with our players. Got a great bunch of guys. With the bowling, it's quite experienced. Bhuvaneshwar, Unikat, Nataraj, and that's been great for me. And then lots of, energetic youngsters, Nitish Reddy, Kumar, Abhishek, guys like this. It's always refreshing to see them come through.
And the team is in positive mindset after they lost against KKR?
Yeah, didn't play our best game. In fact, it was probably close to our worst game. But that happens. We've been playing some awesome cricket this season. So aim to put on one of our better performances, and we think on our day we can beat anyone. So that's what the aim is for tomorrow.
And Pat, you are a role model for a lot of youngsters out there, not only in Australia but all over the world. In India also, people are a big fan. But what message do you want to give to the youngsters who want to play cricket professionally but they don't know where to start from?
This might be a bit counterintuitive, but a lot of luck's got to go your way as well as hard work to be a professional cricketer. So, I'm always I always like having interests outside of cricket. Fortunately for me, it's all worked out and I've been able to have a long kind of career in cricket, but I'm one of the lucky ones. So I'd say just make sure you keep loving cricket wherever you're playing. Always keep trying to get a little bit better. Yeah, always, take it seriously, but don't kind of put all your eggs into the cricket basket.
And Pat, you have been playing with Indians quite often now. I mean, you have been playing against them too. Who will be your favourite Indian cricketers from the current generation and from the previous lot also?
Yeah, I've had some amazing rivalries over the years. I probably won't single out any one person, but there's a whole list of guys that have been playing for a long time. Guys like Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Pujara. Some of these guys I feel like have been playing for 10 years.
Tendulkar also maybe from the
So wonderful rivalry, and this year we've got a home test, summer 5 test matches, so I'm sure we'll keep rolling on.
All right, thank you, Pat. It was great talking to you. Take care and all the best for your future.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
All right, we'll slip it away. Short break, but still to come on this edition of Sports Buzz. United States stunned Bangladesh in another upset, sealed 3-match series 2-0 ahead of co-hosting T20 World Cup, the West Indies. And France leading goal scorer of all time, Olivier Giroud, to retire from international football after Euro 2024.
As India decides in the world's largest election,
we help you feel the pulse of the nation.
I am Sakal Bhatt.
I am Shubhendu Ghosh.
This election season, join us on a journey of India.
We are in Assam. This is the tea city of India.
From down south, Tamil Nadu.
Discover the colors of democracy.
Gateway to northeast of India.
Coastal state of Kerala. Watch Poll Pulse on DT India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. The United States of America pulls off a second successive shock win against Bangladesh on Thursday to clinch the 3-match T20I series with a game to spare in a timely boost ahead of its home World Cup next month. Proving Tuesday's 5-wicket win was no fluke. The US side, led by Monank Patel, posted 144 for 6 and returned to bowl out Bangladesh for 138 to prevail by 6 runs at the Prairie View in Houston. Patel and Stephen Taylor gave the host a strong start, and Aaron Jones contributed 35 to help it to a competitive total. Captain Najmul Hossain Shanto and Shakib Al Hasan kept Bangladesh in the chase, but the rest of his batting lineup caved in with 3 balls left in its innings. In the first T20, USA chased down Bangladesh's 154-run target with 3 deliveries to spare, riding on the back of former New Zealander Corey Anderson. Now, former Sri Lankan batter Tilakratne Dilshan believes India has a strong chance to win this edition of the ICC T20 World Cup. In an interview with DD India correspondent Taposh Bhattacharya, the former Sri Lanka captain stated that both Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli remain relevant in this format even at their current age. Take a listen.
Joining me is Tilakratne Dilshan, sir. You are now part of the Legends Cricket League, and huge thing coming again to US. Is something happening in US in World Cup, your league?
I think great to have another new countries involved in the cricket. I think US last 3-4 years they build up slowly. Now it's getting bigger and bigger. Even last year we played another T10 Legends League in US. That's a great tournament. It's really nice to back in track and playing with the past cricketers in the field. I'm waiting for this US Texas in August.
Right, and also the World Cup is happening there. You you have seen a lot of Indian players. You have played some of them with some of them. Just share your opinion. How do you see this Indian team? And if I have to ask you, like, let's say top 3 teams, do you believe that has the potential to win this particular World Cup?
I think definitely Indian teams are very strong side, and especially when you go to West Indies in Super 8 matches, it really helped for the subcontinental side because of start turning wicket in West Indies. I saw the Indian team take the 4 spinners, and Sri Lanka take we have very good spinners. Especially I think we Asian side have a good chance to go long way this tournament.
Just to put it in perspective, the IPL is happening. Final is going to happen very soon. Your take, who do you reckon will win this particular edition of IPL?
So far is KKR doing really well. I feel is KKR going to win. The thing is they are playing very balanced side. They are playing very good cricket at the moment. Thing is Sunrise played very good cricket. Then last few games their form little bit went down. Then Rajasthan Royal they also played very good cricket in start of the IPL. Then but consistently KKR did really well throughout the tournament. Hopefully I feel it's KKR going to win this time.
Just wanted to ask you, Sri Lanka has seen an ups and downs in the recent past. What do you think that required for Sri Lankan cricket to maintain the same sort of consistency that it had in the 90s when they won the World Cup?
I think it's we have a lack of a little bit domestic structure is not that great when in those days we have been playing. We have school structure is really good. Now it's a little bit backing on track. We picked a very good side and new selectors in the current players, not just retired cricketers in the selection panel. That's a big change. They picked the right 15 members in this side. A little bit changing now compared to last few years. We are in winning track. Hopefully we can. This World Cup is everyone, all the Sri Lankan have keep eye how our boys are playing. Hopefully they can bring back to our past memories. We can go after that. We can go long way.
Okay. So generally T20 is considered young players, domain. But in the Indian team you have Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. Do you believe that they still have a lot to offer in this edition?
Definitely, these two mentioned name Virat and Rohit is one of the big match-winning players. They still can give to team their 100%. That huge thing for the team. Virat in a great form. Hopefully can carry this form good for the Indian side.
Much appreciate your time. So that was Silita Traditional saying that Virat Kohli is in great form and hopefully he will take that form here in the Cricket World Cup in United States of America. With camera person Jayashankar, this is Tapush Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
Football updates now. France striker Olivier Giroud intends to retire from international football after next month's European Championship, saying he wants to make sure he does not play one season too many, quote-unquote. Giroud, who left AC Milan to join American Major League Soccer side Los Angeles FC earlier this month, has made 131 appearances for France and was a key part of his World Cup winning squad in 2018. With 57 goals, the 37-year-old is the men's national team's all-time leading goal scorer, having overtaken Thierry Henry during the 2022 World Cup. And it's a Manchester derby at Wembley Stadium on Saturday for the FA Cup finals. Manchester United play Manchester City. DD India's Oli Barrett reports from London.
For Manchester City, a chance to win another treble, and Pep Guardiola has a pretty clear squad when it comes to injuries. He can effectively select his pretty much best team for the match, having already won a couple of trophies. Will he give a run out to some of those players who haven't played as much in the Premier League campaign as perhaps they might have wanted to? So his selection will be interesting. Manchester United selection as well, also interesting. Marcus Rashford, for example, hasn't had a good season for Manchester United, has just found out he's been left out of the England provisional squad for the upcoming Euro 2024 Championship. Will he be used by manager Erik ten Hag in the final? Erik ten Hag, from his perspective, is saying that his focus is really on Saturday and not really beyond. He hopes to be at the club next season, but there is a lot of speculation that he may well not be, particularly if Manchester United were to lose the FA Cup final. But this cup final is not just about the two Manchester clubs. There are a lot of very interested onlookers in the Premier League as well, because there is a potential knock-on effect when it comes to European qualification. If Manchester United were to win the FA Cup against Man City, then they would get a Europa League spot as a consequence. That would mean that in the Premier League, Newcastle would miss out on European football as a result, and Chelsea would get a Europa Conference berth instead of going into the Europa League. If Manchester United lose the FA Cup final, they don't just lose that game, they lose any chance of being in Europe themselves next season. So a huge game, of course, for both sides, for both sets of fans, but also for several other clubs as well. Ollie Barrett in London, reporting for DD India.
Well, badminton now. India's double Olympic medalist PV Sindhu made a significant progress towards securing the title of Malaysia Masters, but advancing to the semi-finals after a tough victory over the top seed Han Yu of China on Friday. While number 15, Sindhu recovered from a mid-game slump to outwit Han, ranked 6th, 21-13, 14-21, 21-12 in a 55-minute quarter-final battle to avenge her loss to the Chinese in their last meeting at the Asia Badminton Championships in Ningbo last month. The Chinese slowly made her way to 13-16, but Sindhu reeled off the remaining 5 straight points to take the opening game. Sindhu gathered her wits in her third game to open up a massive 11-3 lead at the break, which proved decisive as Han just couldn't bridge the gap. All right, that's all for this edition of Sports Buzz. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching Sports Buzz.